This is it. Hashtag second Saturday /7 for August. Hey y'all, APG Jamie here. And we are bringing to you our bust out stuff from your stash open collab. This is an open collaboration, which means you, yes, you can join in. All right. You can send your video link to Maria, whose email is in the description box below, or you can send your link to me and I can add it to the playlist. Of course, it will probably all be after that. Well, actually, it would be all after the fact, after the hop goes live, but you will still be in the hop and you can still participate and you don't have to do a video. If you have pictures or whatnot kind of thing, share those on Instagram or whatever platform using the hashtag second sat stash /7. Okay. Or you can send your pictures to Maria's Miscellany. All right. Her email's in the description below, along with the suggested 7 lists as provided to us this month by Aaliyah, I believe it's how you pronounce her name, Aaliyah de Pina. And the link to her channel is also below. So this month's list included buttons, embroidery thread, bulb pin, doilies, rag rug fibers, greeting cards, and playing cards. Okay, and also in the description below the video will be information about our one for September, so you can get ready for that if you want to. And I am taking some playing cards. These are not necessarily poker playing cards. These are trivia game playing cards that I got from a lovely package of scrap and whatnots from Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mary Kay. Anyway, KK, thank you. So I thought, well, let's paint them. Although I did take my initial color inspiration from some of the colors that were on the cards, I'm just going to cover them all up because, you know, they were a little obtrusive to me. So we have smeared on some brown and now we're smearing on some violet. I did not take note of the specific colors. It's just craft paints of your choice. Okay. And we are using heat gun, y'all, off and on, heat gun, y'all. And now we're going to do my fabulous crackle technique, which is an old technique. Y'all, it's an old technique. I think I did it when I was a child too. Anyhows, where you take Elmer's glue. It is not thinned down. It is just regular plain old Elmer's glue. Okay, and you smear it on your surface that you've already painted and dried, and you smear that on there. And this particular time I'm going to clean up my little surface a little bit. I do advise that you clean underneath there, especially if you get glue everywhere, because you don't want to glue whatever you're trying to crackle to your surface, your desk surface, that is. Okay. And I didn't have a problem with it crackling, you know, by waiting this couple of minutes to straighten up and clean up my little area. So now we're going to apply some, I don't know, light blue, robin's egg blue, whatever color blue it is. I have thinned it down slightly with water, my paint. That's because I just want to be able to smear it on and not have it be all globby kind of like. Okay. And one of the videos that I did where I used this technique, someone said the thicker the glue, the bigger the cracks, the thinner the glue, the thinner the cracks. I don't remember exactly per se. I just smoosh it all on there, right? Okay. And this is where the color underneath shines through the cracks, all right, that will be formed. And it starts right away. I mean, for me, it starts drying right away and crackling right away. And this is the back of them, y'all. It's already dry. It's the magic of YouTube filming. It's all dry on the other side. So anyway, the crackle starts happening right away. I do not notice a bad effect from using the heat gun on it. So, you know, I would still recommend, because a lot of times it is only surface dry, all right, that you let it set overnight, okay, so that it gets really good and dry. Good and dry. So I found this paper. I'm like, well, I'm just going to use this paper on the backs because, you know, it's a journaling card now. All right? It's a journaling card. I did not measure these 2 cards. I have no idea what their size is. Okay? It could be the regular size of a playing card, which is 2.5 by 3.5. Typically the same size as a baseball trading card. Coinkadinkly, that's the size of an artist trading card. These are just journaling cards, though. Probably won't never get journal on, but yeah, it could happen. So I've got this is my greeting card, okay? I trimmed off the edges. I think we did that previously back at the beginning, you know, and then I got distracted and whatnot. So now we're threading our needle with embroidery floss, because we're going to sew this little booklet together with embroidery floss. And then I open it up and I'm like, oh, poop, crapola, dirty diapers, shiitake mushrooms. It's got writing on there from the manufacturer or whoever made the card. Okay, so let's cover that up, and let's just go ahead and use the same paper on this that we put on the back of our journaling cards. Okay, because I mean, yeah, that's what we're doing. And we're smooshing around my favorite glue, Aleene's original tacky glue. Now, I've already gone through some of my other stuff, and I am mostly using stuffy stuffs from the big giant gallon size Ziploc, well, I don't know the brand name, in it, baggie from okay. Okay. That's so funny. Thank you again. More even. So anyway, I've already picked out stuff and pretty much got it lined out the way I want to use it, because, you know, just piddling around with it. And we're trimming this out. I do recommend that you let this dry before you trim it, okay? On account of paper, when it gets damp, can get a little squishy and teary and stuff like that. So through the magic, once again, of the YouTube filming, it's dry. I probably heat gunned it, then went and had a sandwich, or came back the next day. I don't even remember, y'all. It's been a weekend since I did this. So now we're sewing it up. We're just doing a simple 3-hole pamphlet stitch. But we're going to do a little addition. Okay? I don't know where my hands went for whatever reason. Probably answered the phone. Who knows? So I'm just tying it off there in the middle. As you can see, I have my threads on the outside. Now, this is a strip of fabric from a rag rug. Okay? Good. I am going to sew around it and incorporate it onto the spine. It is not necessarily part of the spine. It is not holding anything together. I am just wrapping my embroidery floss around it and going through the stitches of my 3-hole pamphlet stitch, those threads, and that's just going to hold it on just all fine and dandy, and I think it's pretty cute. I'm happy with it, which almost surprised me. Now, why did I pick red? Because there was a little bit of red initially on those playing cards that I have painted over and are covered with paper on the backs. Okay? That's where the brown came from, and that's where the purpley color came from. Well, and there's some purpley color, violet-y color here on the greeting card. And I chose a background that I did the paper marbling from with. I'll try to remember to link in the upper right-hand corner to that video. It was my very first time foray. I don't even know what that word is. Anyway, my first time trying out paper marbling, you know, on thick water. I'll probably do it again. The longer I get away from it, the more I'm thinking I'm going to do it. Now, here's my little bucket of bulb pens. And I'm picking one of those, you know, kind of brassy color ones. I don't know. I think it blends in with the brown, and I'm just going to stick it onto the bottom of our rag rug fiber. Okay, so we're doing that, and I'm like, yeah, that's good, it's perfect. Playing card, greeting card, bulb pen, rag rug. That's already 4 things out of 7. You do not have to use all 7. Although that makes it more funner and challenger. But we do request that you use at least 1 item out of this month's list, which is in the description below the video. Now, I chose to use this here. It's called a Tim Holtz Paper Doll Portrait. Okay. And a lot of times I use my archival inks to blush their little cheeks and stuff. It takes a little while to dry. This happens to be ouhu watercolor markers, and I am using those to colorize my paper doll. Because I thought, I want to colorize her. I can. And I want to. And I was initially going to just stick her down on the page, which we will get to that eventually. Well, you might have saw it. Did I do it? I think I did at the very beginning, the stuff we're going to be using, which I may or may not even used all of it. I don't know. So anyway, we're colorizing her. You could also use a good color pencil. One that it's a soft color pencil. I wouldn't use something like, I definitely would not use praying. No offense, praying. Your pencils are too hard and they do not work well for my purposes. Okay? Nor would the Crayola brand, because it is a harder lead. Okay? You want something with a softer lead when you're going to colorize these things. I know a lot of people use the distress crayons and those kind of things. I don't have any, which is perfectly fine. I don't need any because I'm not a big marker person. Any hoodles. Now we're coloring the flowers because I got a wild hair, and I thought, well, we're just going to color these flowers right here on her dress. I think they're on her dress. It looks like a sash. I don't know. Could just be a bouquet she's holding. I don't know. It's a sash on her dress. That's what I'm going for. Anyway, I'm trying to speed through it because, you know, this is a hop, and I am trying to be somewhat economical with your time. You're welcome. But, you know, I have longer-ish videos. They're not real long. I mean, some people do like an hour or better on their hot videos, which is, you know, whatever rules and regulations the host boss person sets. Any hooties. Okay. So I'm just coloring along, and we use that pinky violet-y color, and now we're using a green because, you know, leaves are green. Well, typically. And so that's all we're doing. She's nice and dry, and I decided I need pockets in my little booklet to put my journaling cards. Okay, so I had these 2 scraps from the back, the paper we glued on the back, and I'm like, oh, well, that one's too big, so we just trim it down. We don't need giant pockets, okay? And, you know, this is to use stuff out of your stash, people. Scraps. Even though I did use a brand new sheet of paper. But, you know, hey, it's just how I roll sometimes because I might need more scraps. Not. But anyway. So we're putting some pockets because it wouldn't be me if there wasn't a pocket, right? Yeah. And we're doing good with our art glitter glue. No glitter in it. And now we're going to round the corners on our little journaling cards because I thought, I want to round them. That's what I thought. And I think I round the corners on the little booklet too. I don't know if I show you that part. Oh, look, I'm going to show you that part. Y'all. Because you need to see me round the corners, okay? That particular corner rounder has 3 different settings on it, which is nice. I like it. Makes me happy-ish. Oh. Does make me happy. I've had it many years and it works very well. It's a Fiskars. Not that I'm promoting it, but I'm just, letting you know. I don't even know if they still make that thing. So there we are with our little booklet, and we've got our rag rug, sort of sewn, wrapped on there, and now we're inking around the edges because it's important that you see how I ink edges. Y'all. And at a later point, I move the bulb pin from the bottom of the booklet because I ended up not liking it where it was. Okay? I'm just going to tell you right now, I moved it to a different place. But you'll have to wait and see where. I think we're almost done inking. Are we? There we go, finally. So we're just putting our little journaling cards in there, and I did not let the ink dry. So ink transferred to the other page. Now, like I said, I was initially going to just glue her to, because I'm doing an art journal page on the flat, I was just going to glue her to the page, and I thought, she is beautiful on this little booklet. So that's where her home is going to be, on the little booklet. We're putting some glue all on there. We're going to smoosh it around. Make sure we get her edges so she stays nice and glued down and married to the little booklet. Okay. Look how cute. It's like, it's a perfect place for her. It's perfect. Okay. So, now we have to wait on it. Here's our button. This is not a traditional button. I thought my little button card there from wherever that manufacturer was, I don't even know who it was now, the button I wanted to use turned out to be a brad. And I'm like, no, I'm not using a brad. I want to use the button. So I pulled off one of these other buttons, and the back of it was not necessarily attractive-ish. So we're going to put, or we did put on the back of it the same paper we put on the back of our journaling cards and in our little booklet to cover up the manufacturer's writing stuff, which you could leave or not leave, whatever makes you happy. So now I have to repunch the holes, and I'm using my crocodile, and as you know, you have to poke the paper, back through the holes because it doesn't come out. And I decided that my paper that I trimmed around with the scissors it just wasn't making me happy. So now I'm using an emery board to file that down. And when you're doing that, you want to go in one direction. I know it looks like I'm going back and forth, but I was not going back and forth. I'd go down and pick up my emery board and come back and go down again. All right? Just saying, because you can do that. Don't go back and forth. That'll mess it up. So I got some embroidery floss there, and I had already kind of just laid it out, and I'm like, yep, that's how much we're going to use. And I'm pulling it through the little button hose with a very small, it's not tiny, but a very small crochet hook. Okay. And we're just looping it around there, so that you get that little loopy thing. And this is where I decide, or I'm putting it on the bulb pin, also known as a garment pin, okay? Although these pins that I have, they're not very sharp, and it would damage your garment, okay? But that's what they were initially for, was garment pins, so that fashion designers could pin tags to them quickly and easily, okay? So here's our background page. This was a paper marbling page. Hopefully links in the upper right hand corner. It will pretty definitely be in the description box also. So here I have these items. Thanks, Kay. So anyway, Okay. So I've got them laid out, and the red things are my doilies. I have a doily die. It's a little tiny doily die. It's about the size maybe of a 50-cent piece. What? You've never seen a 50-cent piece? Google it. Anyway, so we're just going to add those around, and we went with a red, to pull in the little red from our rag thing, because that's what we're doing. And I'm just using the fine nozzle on the glitter glue to tack these things down, because that's exactly where I want them. Probably close enough. And then we will at some point flip it over and go around and make sure we have all our little edges glued up. Okay, now what you didn't see was where I already inked around my journal page on the flat. And I say it's on the flat because this is a one-sided journal page that will be assembled along with others one-sided journal pages on cardstock, by the way. They will be assembled at some later date, and I typically will stick them empty back to empty back so you don't see the unattractive back, because I like working on the flat. Okay, so I decided it needs some diamonds, and I had already picked those out. Oh, and I see my things flashing out. Isn't that fun? That was so fun. And we're gluing them down. I think I went with a is that a violet color? I don't know. I guess we're all going to have to wait till the photo montage to see what color they actually are. And there I was tippy tapping on the back side to see, make sure I got them all glued down. Oh, and this piece is still loose. I'll glue it on there. Glue it on there. Pretty happy with that. And that's where we're going to go. And guess what we're going to do? Oh, we got to glue some more stuff down. It's going to be a pocket. Just let me say that right from the get-go. So where my hand is where I don't want to glue, okay? And I don't know how far around I want to take the glue, and I took it maybe just a little too far, but, it worked out. So it's all good, yeah. It's all good, y'all. So, we're getting close to being done, y'all. Okay. So glue that down. Then we're going to put some weight on it because we have to wait for it. And at one point I thought, well, I'm going to put a caption on here. And I went through my caption little things, and I looked and looked and looked, and I really couldn't find anything I liked. And then I found this one, and I'm like, this is the winner. But I thought I wanted to put it on the actual page, but no. It wanted to go on the outside the booklet on the front. So I don't know if you got a good look at it, but you will get a good look at it in the photo montage, which is upcoming any day now. Oh, brush it off, any whatever's. Look, she just slides right in here, and somebody left autofocus on. See, I moved it. I moved it up there. Looks perfect up there. Yes. Almost looks like a dance card. Ta-da! Photo montage. Be sure to follow the links in the description box, and when you get to the playlist one, choose play all, and you will see all the videos that are in this particular collaboration, open collaboration, hashtag Second Saturday /7. We all appreciate each and every one of you. Please be sure to leave thumbs ups, kind comments, share with your friends, because everybody likes it. Oh, subscribe to anybody you may not be subscribed to already. Click their bell for notifications if you have your account set up for notifications. Thanks for watching, and happy arting, y'all.